Look, I've been here before, and so has Texas A&M. And here's the storyline, and here is the setup again. I will compare them, and give me a chance, I'll compare them to the Houston Texans. The Texas A&M's football program are the Houston Texans of college football, with a dash of the Chicago Bears thrown in. Why would I say that? Why would I make that comparison? Well, the Texans comparison, I think, goes like this. And there's a reason why I say this. The Texans comparison is they are a franchise in a state stuck opposite of the biggest brand, the most sensational brand, the brand that sucks up all of the oxygen. They have that in common, like the Texans. They also have, like the Texans, a passionate fan base, but they just can't seem to get over the hump. They just can't seem to break through the clutter. They just can't seem to achieve at a level most of us when we keep saying they're due, it's going to happen now, and then it doesn't happen now. So I compare them to the Houston Texans, that they are not noticed by the entire country, and then the few chances they get to be noticed by the entire country, you leave and say, well, it happened again, meh. They're under the radar, almost always. The little dash of the Chicago Bears goes something like this, and that is it's a fan base that keeps thinking, that is passionate as can be. One of the most passionate in all of sports, no doubt about it. But that passionate fan base keeps getting burned a lot like fans of the Chicago Bears. Just take a year ago. I fell for it myself. A year ago, looks like the Aggies have turned the corner. Looks like that Aggie team of early season, mid-season is going to do something. They're going to find their way to a college football playoff. And then they fell on their face. Completely on their face. That's how they're like the Chicago Bears. Well, they get another chance. They get another chance to create buzz. They get another chance to create awareness. They get another chance as a program to have the entire country watch them, to have the entire country pay attention. And you don't get many of these chances. And the program that is now, 2-12 in the last 5 years? I think that's right, 2-12 in the last 5 years against top 10 competition. You take away the Johnny Manziel Heisman Trophy performance, Heisman Trophy winning performance against Alabama in 2021, and when it comes to top 10 competition, they are completely outclassed, and they shouldn't be. They get another chance now, and this time they get a chance, and there's a really, really important elements to this chance. The first element for the Aggies is this. Everyone's going to pay attention because it's Notre Dame. They get a not top 10 Notre Dame team on the road. So now is your chance again to have the entire country watch, to have the entire country say, okay, let me see you break through the clutter. Let do something that makes you relevant, creates buzz. They get that chance against Notre Dame. The second part, and maybe, some would argue even more meaningful, I'm not sure I agree, but the second part of this is a third and fourth spot in the Big 12, the SEC is up for grabs. I think it's very much there for the taking. But you're not going to get it. You're not going to get that chance most likely if you lose again to a top 10 team. Remember, we live in a world, as much as everyone likes to pretend that college football now and the playoff is really an actual science, it's not. It's still very much a beauty contest. And it's a beauty contest for big brands. It is a biased committee, and you got to win them over. And you get chances to win them over when you play big brands and you win. So that at-large spot, right, those 7 to 8 at-large spots that are going to be hanging out there for somebody in the SEC, A&M gets just as much of a chance as anyone else. And the reasons, okay, one, this game is huge for buzz. It's huge for credibility. It's huge for street cred for the Texas A&M football program, and it needs it to get away from being the Texans. But they also need it, not as much as Notre Dame, but they also need it because this is a spot that they can take. This is a launching pad to take that spot, that third or fourth spot that's going to go to the SEC. And it's theirs for the taking because, one, Alabama's already fallen on their face. They were a complete dumpster fire. The other is an Oklahoma team that looks better than maybe most of us thought, still has a brutal schedule in front of it. So A&M gets a chance. Florida, a team that a lot of us thought, you know what, maybe they bounce back. Maybe they are better than we realized, and they turn the corner themselves. They have already fallen on their face, and their head coach is dead man walking. All that opens the door for A&M. For Notre Dame, I'm not going to say it's must win when they host A&M, but for Notre Dame, it's pretty close. And the reason is they've already lost a game. No matter, I know it was against Miami. I know it's a really good Miami team. I know it was a spectacular game. It was great art and all that stuff. So they have a built-in advantage. They have most of the built-in advantages A&M does not have. But they are on thin playoff ice if they were to lose a second game. So it's must win for them. The takeaway, A&M, for the street cred, for the buzz, for the ability to break through the clutter, to get away from years and years. Remember, they're 0-5 against top 10 teams a year ago, and kind of in an ugly way. To prove to everyone, to prove to themselves, for all we know, that you will break through the clutter, that this is the stage you belong on, that you get this chance. Can you create the buzz? Can you win a game? Can you take the inside track to a playoff spot in the SEC? It's all right in front of them. Again, right? As disappointing as they were against Texas late in the year when all the buildup was there, they get that chance again. One of the biggest brands and the biggest stages in all of football. And now you get everyone to pay attention. Now you get a chance again for everyone to talk differently about you, for everyone to pay attention. The same thing the Texans get every now and then, except the Texans live in a world where it is about the science of playoffs. In college football, it's a beauty contest still in front of a committee. So all the buzz matters. It's a chance you're not going to separate yourself completely from the sensational, over-the-top coverage and love affair with Texas and Arch Manning. You're not going to get rid of that. But you can do an un-Texans-like thing and take a spot, win a spot. Turn the narrative. I mean, you can say, and I know Aggies would argue and push back and say, oh, everything is biased, but the narrative isn't wrong. And the narrative is, like the Texans, people keep waiting and waiting and waiting for you to break through, and you don't break through. Every chance you get, you still don't break through. That's what they are. They're the Texans of college football until they're not. With a little bit of the Chicago Bears thrown in, until they're not. And now, to their credit, they schedule a game that has all the sex appeal, all the street cred just waiting to be taken. Can they do it? Now is another chance in a long line of chances to change the storyline, to completely change the narrative about A&M football. Is it Mike Elko's fault? No, not really. But brands matter. The buzz matters. And what that committee thinks really matters. And I think what the fan base thinks really matters. And it's almost as if, right, you watch and watch and watch almost for something to go wrong. Sort of like Texans fans and Bears fans. Sooner or later, you just kind of come to this point where you think something's going to go wrong. They did it a year ago. They were on fire a year ago and fell on their face late in the year. And didn't even really show up in a game against Texas when they had a chance. This is it. It's another one of those times. Another one of those brand-building, narrative-changing chances for A&M football to change the ugly narrative of all those losses against top 10 teams, against one of the biggest brands in the sport. Hey, here's a recommendation backed up by my own experience, a great experience. And that is, I've been a client of DJC Law, and I can tell you this, you're going to get three things with DJC Law. You'll notice it right away. The difference is you will get peace of mind. They will take care of every single detail perfectly, and you will get the result you deserve. If you're injured by the negligence of someone else, fighting with an insurance company for any reason, trust me when I tell you, you will need DJC Law. Dan Christensen and his team of attorneys have a remarkable track record. I've known Dan a long time. He's a military vet. He's board certified in civil trial law, and I've been a client. So you can trust them. You will get the result you deserve. Check out teamjustice.com, and you'll see thousands of 5-star reviews. The bottom line is, If you're in an accident, you need DJC Law. Contact them right away. 512-888-9999.